G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee. You guys disagree with a lot of my opinions and I respect it. Welcome back to the next episode of r/Am I the A-hole? I can't believe we've come this far, look at us go. What else can I say? That's all there is to say. If you enjoyed today's episode, please tell me what you think about it down in the comments below, smack that like button, and enjoy. Posted by user Sunny Mango. Titled, Am I the A-hole for ruining a woman's reputation and humiliating her? I, 26 female, was bullied in high school by Nina, 26 female. She's from an upper-class family, while my family is middle class, and they wanted me to go to a private school. Nina and her friends weren't physical, but they were so mean to me that my self-esteem plummeted to the depths of the hell. I had hormonal acne, I was overweight, and I had braces. As the result of bullying, I developed an eating disorder and dropped too much weight in a too short amount of time that my acid reflux went haywire. I was purging, and I'm ashamed of myself for behaving like that. Senior year came, and Nina had dropped out of high school to become an entrepreneur. I didn't care to find out about anything because I was so happy she's gone. I see her here and there flaunting her money, designer bags, clothes, and colourful cars. Also don't care because it's not my money she's wasting. I have mutual friends who are in her social circle, and people often praise her intelligence for being a young, successful businesswoman. Recently, I landed an internship with my dream graphic design company. My damn heart dropped to my stomach when I saw her in the company lobby. Turns out, her family is an investor of this company. After my meeting with my supervisor, she came up to me so suddenly and apologized for her high school days. I was confused, got whiplash, and blindsided by her that I accepted her apology without thinking. She offered dinner compensation and wants to introduce her other wealthy friends to me. I didn't want to make a bad impression on my first day, so I went with her and dinner was fine. Before the check came, she was telling everyone at the table how much I've accomplished as a middle-class, blue-collar child compared to her accomplishments as a self-made entrepreneur with no help. She was comparing my hard work while talking about hers like I was invisible. She then said, I thank my parents for sacrificing a lot to put me in the high school name because I was able to graduate with honours and got a full ride to Cambridge. Toast to them, me, and everyone. Maybe it was the resentment I had for her, but I said that you dropped out of high school. This Friday, I received news about me being terminated of my internship because the company doesn't condone workplace bullying, and my mutual friends tell me that Nina has been trying to save herself by telling people she had private tutors and got her GED, so she did graduate high school. This one, I admit, I read through the comments just so that I had a more informed decision going into my interpretation of this. If you read between the lines, she actually was trying to help OP, and I realize that now going through the post again. I can see why OP hadn't let go of that resentment from the past, and yes, OP was telling the truth that, hey, you dropped out of high school. Yes, that's the truth, and this woman is an a-hole for bullying you and hiding the truth and then getting you fired because of that. But you kind of just shot yourself in the foot here. I mean, you're at an internship with your dream company. Smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. Be a yes man for God's sakes. Don't stop yourself from working at your dream company just because she lied to some investors. Who actually cares at the end of the day? I'm just gonna go with an everyone sucks here on this one. But you're the a-hole to yourself, buddy. I can't blame you. Sometimes anger makes things pop out, and the vindictive side of me relishes that kind of comeback, but like, man, you're the a-hole to yourself. You screwed up the internship for yourself. I understand and don't blame you, but it just sucks. At least OP didn't point out her bullying. They can look that fact up. Meh, F that crowd and job. Yeah, if OP wanted, she could bring up the bullying and explain why she said what she did, but hey, the corporate world loves ambitious bullies. Sorry you just lost your job over this. Everyone sucks here. Oh, honey, you messed up by outing her so publicly. But then again, she messed up by lying in front of you. Bottom line is that you both messed up. Her apology was definitely to make herself feel better, and the bribe of dinner was to show that she's grown up. However, she must have forgotten that you knew her story. You, however, chose unwisely by acting like a high schooler and publicly calling her out. Both things are unprofessional. You have an opportunity to learn from this. Leave high school there in the past. Good luck, kiddo. Everyone sucks here. Nina is a pampered princess and a liar, but it sounds like she's trying. She acknowledged being crappy to you, and instead of pretending you didn't exist or you guys were BFFs, she went out of her way to apologize and try to help you out. You aren't obligated to forgive her or accept her apology. You aren't obligated to be her friend or to buy into her bullcrap. But you are 26 years old and you are old enough to take ownership of your own behavior. This is an investor's kid. You purposely decided she needed to be taken down a peg and did it at the expense of yourself and your job. It wasn't smart, and, well, it wasn't kind. Posted by user Chelsdo, titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my mum she may no longer see my children anymore after she baptized my daughter without telling me? A little backstory. I grew up in a very religious home. We went to church, non-denominational, 2 to 3 times per week. I always questioned what I was being taught, and when I was in 6th grade and going to a Christian school, I realized I was agnostic. I live in the Bible Belt, so it's difficult having my beliefs, or lack thereof. Despite my family all being religious, they have all respected my beliefs. Not just mine, but my daughter's dad, who is an atheist as well. Everyone except my mother. A couple years ago, we told her she could no longer take the girls to church. We felt they were being indoctrinated, and both were starting to deny science. She argued with us, but realized how serious we were. She knew if she took them to church after a sleepover, she would be risking being able to see them and be in their life. Little did I know, she had been having Bible study with the girls on nights they would spend the night with her. Maybe every 3 weeks or so, the girls would have a sleepover with her. The girls had a sleepover with her this past Saturday. She brought them home to me Sunday afternoon. My fiancé and I were asking them if they had fun, what did they do, etc. My 8-year-old then said, I got baptized! Excuse me, what? I remained calm because I didn't want her to think that she was in trouble or did something wrong. I asked her whose idea that was. She said mine. Okay, so I asked a few more questions and realized she had the idea because she was told that if she were to die, she would go to hell, and she was terrified. So, my mum baptized my baby. My daughter said my mum asked the questions and everything before the baptism, like, do you accept Jesus into your heart? I was truly blown away by what she had done. It was such a breach of mine and their dad's trust, and she had crossed a huge line. I sent a group text to my mum and the girl's dad with the following. I don't know why I'm shocked, redacted, but I'm actually blown away by your enormous breach in trust. You crossed a huge line. You know how Ken and I feel about religion, and for poor Emmy to have the belief that she will die and go to hell if she doesn't get baptized? Putting that thought in her head is child abuse. No other way to look at that. My heart is broken for the girls because I know how difficult and confusing it's going to be for them to not see you anymore, but I absolutely cannot trust you with them anymore. My ex followed up with this. OP is speaking for both of us on this. I am heartbroken that you have forced us into having to do this. So, am I overreacting? Is this going to be more harmful to my children who have a relationship with her? Am I the a-hole? I mean, it's crazy how consequences have actions in this day and age, isn't it? It's like when you tell someone to not do something, and they do it, and then you give them a consequence for doing that. It's crazy how people might get upset, and it'll, hurt other people as a result. If you don't go no contact with this mother right now, you're only hurting the children even further. They're already going to be hurt by being cut off from her. I can't imagine what continuous exposure to this influence that you don't want influencing your children will do. So regardless of it having a bit of an impact on your kids and an impact on her so she can't, go against what you guys want for your kids, you wouldn't be the a-hole for doing it. She completely overstepped her boundary knowingly and hid it from you. She knows she's the a-hole. Keep doing what you're doing, OP, not the a-hole. She breached your trust and knew exactly what would happen if she did it again. She's only getting the exact consequence that she was warned of. Telling a child if they aren't baptized they'll go to hell is just cruel. Religion should not be dependent on the fear of what will happen if people don't follow. I would talk to your girls about religion. Maybe have a culture night at the house once a week where you learn about new religions and explore what they believe. That way you can educate your daughter that not everyone believes the same thing and that religion is meant to cast fear into the believers. You know what? That's an excellent idea. My fiancé started talking about all the other religions in the world, and my daughter's eyes got huge, lol. I've brought this up with her before, but I'm guessing she forgot. I think a cultural night is a wonderful idea. Thank you. Absolutely. My son is only 5, but he loves learning about how different people and countries are. We haven't gotten to the point of religion, but we'll do a lazy-themed night when learning of other countries. When we talked of Italy, we had pasta. Mexico was enchiladas, and China, we did Chinese takeout. For a 5-year-old, it's something he really looks forward to. Definitely make sure to include religions that don't believe in heaven and hell. I think that will help ease her mind. I'm sorry she did that to you and to your daughter. To be honest, this sounds like a wonderful way to educate a child about the world, and everyone involved has fun with it. I hope I will think of that when I have a child of myself one day. Not the a-hole. Teach them about other religions. That's what turned me into an atheist. Thought it might turn them into a polytheistic neo-pagans as well, because that's what happened to me. I actually stopped by there on my way to atheism. Had a few other stops too. But one day I realized I was just searching for something to fill the void and accepted it. I honestly wish I wasn't an atheist, but I am. I think we're the same. I still hold all of my Wiccan and neo-pagan ideals close to my heart. It gave me a better way of looking at the world, but I just can't. I wish I could. It would be so much easier, I tend to think, unless it's one of those grass is greener situations, I don't know. I'm a Buddhist atheist now, and I'm happy there. Posted by user Athlete Daughter Help, titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to get my daughter a breast reduction? My daughter is a teenager who hit puberty a few years ago. She used to be an outstanding gymnast, but since puberty, she has lost confidence, and sometimes doesn't even place in regional competitions. One of the reasons she lost confidence is because her chest is larger than the other girls her age. Lately, she's been claiming that her chest size causes her pain when she does gymnastics, and that she finds her chest uncomfortable to move with. Last year, she started wearing a chest binder, and she says that it makes her feel much more comfortable. However, the binder often causes her to feel sore. She approached me and told me she wants to get her chest reduced, and tried framing it as a health issue. She basically is saying that the binders makes her sore and that her chest gives her back pain, and it's better to remove them for her long-term health. She claimed that if she didn't get a reduction, she'd have to quit gymnastics because of the physical strain. I tried to present her side as fairly as possible, but I am absolutely against her getting a chest reduction. I know my daughter can be very insecure, and she often tries to copy the other girls. She also complains a lot about not finding stuff that fits and how she wishes that she didn't have to wear a bra. All of these reasons to me are cosmetic reasons, not medical reasons for getting a serious surgery. My daughter is very upset and is still threatening to quit gymnastics. However, I don't think changing her body on a teenage insecurity is fair. Am I the a-hole? Interesting little moral dilemma to think about. Like, to me, this is an obvious, yes, you're the a-hole because she wants it and she needs it, and she's given you good reason for it. But to others, it may not be the case. To me, this seems like a functional surgery, as opposed to a plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery. And if the daughter is going to be getting a breast reduction of her own volition later on in life, this is just the mum delaying that and continuing her suffering and not letting her continue to have a few more years of good gymnastics while she's young. I can see why a lot of people would be against their kids getting surgeries like this if they felt it was unnecessary. I'm not completely convinced though. I'm going to go with you're the a-hole. You're the a-hole, not for refusing the surgery, but for the dismissive way you speak about her in this. You can make the decision not to get her the surgery. That's technically your right as a parent. However, you make it seem like you can't imagine your daughter wanting this for any reasons other than vanity. I had to quit competitive cross-country the year after making varsity because my chest was very large and it was painful to keep running long distance at a certain point. You need to take your daughter more seriously. If she is taking it seriously enough to wear a binder that causes her physical pain with continued usage, you should probably be taking it seriously too. Also, a study came out about a year ago or so, who can keep track of time these days, that said that women with larger chests do fewer vigorous sports. I think the study was particularly talking about running. Anyway, I agree wholeheartedly with your assessment, and OP should look into the expensive, good quality sports bras. Now that there is a study showing the links between large chests and dropping out of sports, there is a chance that there are better bras being made. Kind of. I have a large chest and can't jump on a trampoline, run, do gymnastics, or even walk quickly down the stairs without feeling some pain. Sports bras are all I wear anymore, but even the best sports bras have their issues. The best ones are high cut because it's not just about the support from below. You also have to have support up top to prevent the initial upward bounce. They're usually uncomfortable and restrictive and will drive you insane trying to take them off when you're sweaty. You're the a-hole. You aren't the right person to decide whether it's a medical issue. She should be talking to a doctor, starting with a GP, but potentially with a referral to an osteopath or a physiotherapist. You are the a-hole because you are dismissing her pain. Pain is a medical issue. Also, large breasts do cause back issues in some women, particularly if they are otherwise quite petite, which I'm guessing your daughter is as a gymnast. There may be other ways to address the pain and the issues it's causing with her with competing, but again, that's something that a sports physiotherapist or an osteopath would be best placed to help with. If there isn't another viable way to manage the pain it's causing her, insurance companies do cover breast reduction in those cases because it's a medical necessity. You need to listen to your daughter when she says she's in pain, and do something about it. Not just assume she's lying and trying to fit in. That doesn't mean you jump immediately to surgery, but you do need to look for solutions, and that should be on the table as an option if that's what ends up being best for her. Edit: osteopath isn't the right sort of doctor. See below for discussion of which specialists are best, or ask your GP. I'm just going to read this one from Chopstick Insect. Note that this is generally good advice, but a physiotherapist or GP is a much better choice than going to see an osteopath, which is a pseudoscientific practice shown to have minimal effectiveness. Posted by user In Public Places. Titled, Am I the A-hole? Boyfriend chose weed over an anniversary gift. Me, 19 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been together a year on the 30th. It's not long, I know, but he lives in a little village and doesn't have a job. He's 21. I live in the city and had a job, but have been on furlough since March. I'm 19. I've spent the last 8 months creating a scrapbook and a little box of his favorite items and things that he'll like, and I know that he hasn't gotten me anything yet. Hasn't even thought of it. He doesn't have any money, but I told him that he could just get me a card or make me something personal. I'm not materialistic at all, but it would be nice to get something in return for a project that took 8 months to complete. His grandma gave him £10 this week when I was next to him, and he told me that he's going to get a card and a little something, even if it was cheap. I was more than okay with that. And half an hour later, he told me that he'd be back in 10 minutes. He spent the £10 on weed. When I called him out on it, he said that he'd borrow some money from his grandma or run to get me a card, but that just makes me feel like crap because it's not from him, and it and I weren't really his first choice. Weed was. I know technically the £10 wasn't from him either, but every time I mention going on universal credit or job seekers, he just shrugs it off. He is looking for a job, but it seems half-assed. Oh, how does this song go again? I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a boy that don't get no love from me. He chose weed over you. He's shown his priorities here. What are you doing in this relationship still? You were young. Either show him that this was a problem, address this issue and communicate with him and say, what the hell? Why the hell are you spending your money on weed? And I don't know, not on an anniversary gift or something? Look at all the time and effort that I'm putting in for my gift for you, creating a scrapbook for 8 months and a little box of your favorite items. And you're not even asked to go on universal credit or job seekers, which, to be fair, is a decent chunk of money compared to what he's getting now. I'm gonna go with not the a-hole here, but you would be the a-hole if you stayed with this guy and continued to let him be a scrub to you and not help him change his ways or get him to change his ways. I don't know, is it just me or do I have high standards for people? Info. You started preparing a gift for your anniversary when you had only been together for 4 months? I think you need to seriously reevaluate the amount of effort you put into relationships, especially when it's clearly so one-sided. Yeah, I was coming here to say this. OP, you have spent more than half the time you have been together working on an anniversary project. It's thoughtful and sweet, but it's a lot for such a short relationship. Agree. The fact that he can't be bothered getting her anything is bad, yes, but she's also comparing it to what she's done, which is like 1,000,000 times more effort and energy than any reasonable person would put into a 1-year dating anniversary present. Not the a-hole. Why are you with this boy? And I say boy because men don't act like that. He will never respect you, nor love you the way you want or deserve. Do yourself a favor. All the luck. Not the a-hole. You seem really sweet, so I hate to have to tell you this, but you're not in a relationship. You seem to think you are, but to be in a relationship, you actually need 2 people investing, not just one. It's about time you realize that and find a nice guy that you have a real relationship with. Okay, and I think that's where we're going to end today's episode, guys. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something from these stories. Just want to say a quick shout out to my Patreon subscribers and my channel members. You guys should be on the screen right now. If you do see yourself, I want you to give yourself a little pat on the back for being amazing and supporting me on this channel, this little journey we're going on the YouTubes. I really appreciate it, and you guys enabled me to do all this amazing work. So if you do see yourself, I love your face and I'm happy to see you. Also guys, if you want to pitch in your own support, you don't have to, but channel links are down in the description below to support the Patreon, the channel membership, whatever you want to do. It's kind of like tipping me if you feel like I'm doing a good job on this channel. I will be opening up avenues for content on those in the future. Just right now I'm kind of bogged down and stuck in Ireland, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, with that said, I do hope you have a wonderful day today. Whatever you're up to, I'd love to know down in the comments below. I do hope you have a good day, night, sleep. Whatever you're up to today, tell me, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Bye.